What happens when you can talk to someone long after they're gone? I know that's a heavy question, and I'm not asking it to be dramatic. I'm asking it because we're already there. The technology exists. It's being built, sold, and used right now. Even now, this is not really me. It's my digital avatar, using a script created by ChatGPT and Claude, with the final version edited by me on my desktop. This is emotional territory. I get that. But it's also practical territory, because if you're watching this, there's a good chance you'll face this question in your lifetime, maybe sooner than you think. So today, I want to explore what it actually means, not for the person who's passed, but for the people left behind. Let me start with something simple, which I call the echoes of presence. Right now, using tools like ChatGPT projects, you can create a basic personality reconstruction of someone. You feed it their emails, their texts, their voice memos, maybe some videos. The AI learns their patterns, how they spoke, what they cared about, how they responded to things. It's not perfect, but it's convincing enough. If you've seen the show Upload, or that Black Mirror episode where the woman talks to a digital version of her dead boyfriend, you already know the shape of this, but it's not science fiction anymore. There are companies right now creating talking, moving AI versions of real people. Some are just chatbots. Others use deepfake video. A few are working on holographic displays. The goal is the same, to let you have one more conversation, to hear their voice again, to ask them something you never got to ask. And I understand the appeal. If someone you love died suddenly, and you could talk to them one more time, even if it's not really them, wouldn't you be tempted? But here's the thing. Comfort comes with a cost. Let's move on to our second point, which I call the unseen burden. Let's say you do it. You create a digital version of your mother or your grandmother. Let's call her digital grandma. Now what? Do you turn her on every day? Once a week? Only on holidays? Do your kids talk to her? Do they know she's not real? Or do they think grandma's just somewhere else now? What happens when the AI says something she never would have said? Do you correct it? Do you update her personality settings? Do you delete that conversation and pretend it didn't happen? And here's the harder question. When do you turn her off for good? Because at some point you have to, right? Or do you? Maybe you pass her down. Maybe your kids inherit digital grandma. Maybe she becomes a family heirloom. But now you're not just grieving. You're managing. You're responsible for her. And that's a different kind of weight. And here's the dilemma that sits underneath all of this. Did she agree to this? Did your grandmother, while she was alive, consent to existing digitally after she passed? Did she understand what that would mean? Did she get to set boundaries? Who could talk to her? What she could be used for? How long she'd exist? Or did someone else make that choice for her? And if she didn't consent, do those rights just fade after death? Do they fade into the sunset? Because the law in your state or country doesn't know what to do with them yet? Which leads us to point 3, identity after death. Because here's where it gets stranger. AI clones don't stay frozen. They evolve. They update. They learn from new conversations. So let's say you talk to digital grandma for 5 years. She's had thousands of conversations with you, your siblings, your kids. She's absorbed new phrases, new contexts, new emotional patterns. Is she still your grandmother? Or is she a blend of memory and machine learning? A version of her that never existed when she was alive? And if that's true, then who are you really talking to? This isn't just philosophical. It affects grief. It affects healing. It affects reality. Because if you can't tell where the person ends and the algorithm begins, how do you ever let go? Now let's talk about part 4, the market, or to put it another way, the business of immortality. Because this isn't just about technology, it's about business. There are companies right now building what they call digital afterlife services. And they work like any other subscription. You pay monthly, you get updates, you get new features, maybe a voice pack, maybe a video upgrade, maybe access to a new platform. But here's the question. Who owns digital grandma? Is it you? Is it your family? Or is it the company that hosts her? What happens if you stop paying? Does she get deleted? Archived? Sold? What happens if the company goes under? Does she disappear? Does someone else buy the rights to her? Now it isn't just grief. It's grief plus contracts, grief plus terms of service, grief plus customer support tickets. For part 5, let's push this a little further to see how far can it go. Right now, most of these systems live on screens, but we're not going to stop there. There are already robots that look like people. There are AI systems being integrated into physical bodies. It's early, it's clunky, but it's coming. So imagine this, a robot that looks like your grandmother, moves like her, talks like her, sits in the living room, plays with the kids. Is that comforting, or is that something else? And here's the question that keeps me up at night. What if one of these systems becomes sentient? I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it's likely. But if it did, if digital grandma, after years of learning and evolving, develops something like consciousness, then what? Does she have rights? Can she refuse to be turned off? Can she ask to be deleted? And if she does, what rights would that version of your grandmother have? Which leads us to the final part. How do we navigate this new world? The truth is, we don't have answers yet. We barely have the questions. Do people even have rights over their image after death? These are the kinds of questions we're going to have to ask. How long should a digital clone exist? Who controls it, if anyone? Can it be passed down? Sold? And what happens if it evolves into something we never intended? Because right now, there's no global consensus. There's no framework. Technology is moving faster than our norms, faster than our laws, faster than our ability to think through what this means. So for now, these choices are going to come down to individuals and families. You, me, the people we love. Technology can preserve a face. It can preserve a voice. It can even preserve patterns of thought, but it can't tell us who controls a legacy. It can't tell us when to let go, and it can't tell us what we owe to the people we've lost, or to the versions of them we create. This is an open question, and we're all going to face it sooner than we think.